Okay, thanks for joining me. So we're gonna go ahead and try to clear out the machines on this third parlor. I think it is parlor Nico Nico, Pachinko Nico Nico. Okay, so I guess that's like the icon for airplane machines. That's it. So you can kind of see the wings there, I guess. That makes sense. And I guess this is the icon for the what I'm calling the regular machines. I don't know for sure that that's what they are. So I don't know that they have like those phone machines like we had last time, which is fine. I just wanted to see what we're dealing with here. We want something a little more reliable. I think everyone was telling us about the 55 machine, is that correct? What are our numbers here? 68. Maido arigatou gozaimasu. Bari bari dashite. Itsumo nico nico. It's giving me like the same welcoming message. I wonder if it just randomly does that every so often or something. 65. 66. Okay, that's going up. Let's go around here. I think it was the 55 machine. Again, you guys probably just watched that video, and of course I went and like did something and came back, so I don't remember exactly. And of course somebody's on that machine. Okay, well, in this case, you know what I want to do? Let's find a 7 machine that has a good, you know, a good scoring slot. That's good. Okay, so we're gonna take a chance that that's good enough. Actually, you know what? Well, you know what? It's good. I seriously think reading these machines is that easy. If it's not, then we're gonna lose our balls, and we'll be in trouble. So slowly and steadily, we are making progress, but we haven't gotten any kind of a hit yet. Oh, and here we go. Now we did, and we're gonna got the attacker open. Okay, so that was like a little hit, medium hit, maybe something along those lines. So this one is weird. I forget if we really won on one of these in one of the previous episodes. It's like you know, it's not numbers, it's like these symbols. Some of it's food related, some of it isn't. But I have to admit, I don't know exactly what counts as a 7 in this. Nothing might count as a 7, really, and honestly, even like the 7s machines, I'm not sure. I mean, 7s seem to be important, but they're not everything. Really, if you just get 3 of the same number, you're doing pretty good, and that's probably the same way with this. You know, you get 3, whatever, forks, whatever what we got, suns, moons, stars, you're doing pretty good. Okay, so we've just about gotten about 500, and like that guy was saying, there's 2,500 balls in these 7 machines, so yeah, we're just biding our time, slowly and steadily, and waiting for a big hit to get us, you know, see if we can get through this a little quicker. There we go. Okay, good. So this will move things along a little bit. Trying to make sure we can get stuff into the attacker here. I don't know where the best place to put it is. That seems to be doing pretty good. Okay, very good. And I even think we've built up quite a few, you know, scoring slots there that'll keep the reel spinning. So. If that's the right word, I always kind of hesitate on that because I'm like, say, I think you'd call them reels. I don't know what else you'd call them. It's funny, I feel like we got so many balls into the scoring slot when the attacker was open, and now that it's closed, it seems like we're not getting any in there. Okay, now we got like 3 almost in a row there. We finally ran out, and we're not getting in that slot. It's like sometimes it's great, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes there's a lot of balls going in that direction, and just sometimes not. It's the name of the game. I guess technically it's not the name of the game, but Pachinko is the name of the game, but I guess that's what they could call it. The balls don't always go in the slots. So this is just a weird aside, but I was just, watching these balls bounce down through here and thinking about how this is a, computer program. And, one of the things, if you're thinking about way back when, there weren't a lot of, like, physics-based, games necessarily. There was probably a certain amount of novelty to, I remember, like, the first pinball game I played on, like, an Apple II computer. I was like, oh, wow, it's like the ball's really bouncing around like the way that a ball bounces around, There's probably a real novelty to this game, just seeing these balls, behave in a way that simulates the way that they behave in real life. So here we are on the home stretch, but that doesn't mean a whole lot on this machine, because it's like, unless we're in the middle of a big hit, we kind of have to just wait it out. It's a little slow when we're not getting big hits on these 7 machines. Oh, I was gonna say we're just about there. All right, so that is our first machine. That took a little while, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and record another machine, because that probably, once we edit it down, isn't too bad. So yes, congratulations on the number 20 machine. Alright, so we basically just took a look at some of these 7 machines on this row. I want to try to remember that, but I think that frees us up to look at some different style machines. Here's just a regular airplane machine. Let's take a look. It's okay. Okay, interesting. So, that might be alright. And in fact, let's just try it. And we're going to favor the left-hand side a little bit, I think. Is what I'm going to try. So let's start with that. And see if we can get in this one end too. Oh, interesting. Those swords don't go out as far as the other stuff does typically. That's interesting. So one thing I have to admit is a little odd. I'm pretty sure that one slot on the left-hand side, like, looked like it, was really uniform in terms of, nothing to really scoot the balls around, and the nails were kind of turned up and out a little bit, so it seems like it would just suck balls right into it. But even stuff that goes down that one slot doesn't really go in. So I'm not quite sure, like, actually what is beneficial pin alignment for those hakama. I'm not really sure. And I know I'm like even more tempted to call them bell bottoms in English, because it just, like, I guess, I mean, that it makes sense. So I think we're gonna win on this machine. It's just a little slow going. It gets some dry spells, and then it gets some that go really well. Goodness, okay, that was kind of brutal, because it was hard to score consistently on this one, so it relied a little bit more on getting big hits, and that was, it was just like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. You know, is making progress. But man, I think we have another 3 machines to clear. Yes, that is correct. So I kind of just want to go see if that 55 machine is free. Doesn't look like it. Oh, no. Yeah, because that's 56. This one's 55. Because that last machine we just played was kind of brutal. It took like twice as long to clear that as it usually does. But anyway, let's see what we have here. These are some regular machines. Let me take a look at them. Let's take a look at this one. Interesting. These ones have like that one little pin that's bent in, and then there's ones that are bent out, and then there's a thing on the bottom that's bent out. I don't know. I still haven't quite figured out, like I said, what you're looking for on the Hakama. Let me just try this for 1 sec, and it probably won't work, and we'll move on to another one. Wow, they have 3,000 balls in them. That's it's the most we've run into so far, I'd say. Okay, so, you know, with this, we might want to move around. We also might just be trying to get into the... Oh, that's right, we are trying to get into the top. Because I think that's what actually opens the tulips. And then we want to close them. That's right. And it's a little... I'd say it's a bus, but I don't even think it's a bus. It's like a car, Volkswagen or something. But yeah, I kind of forget, like, it's like these, because these machines, like, they play really differently. Like, these are kind of slow and steady, and the other machines are like, you know, it's kind of have bigger jackpots that you're going for. And I mean, that went right into that, through that Hakama, through that bell bottom. I gotta pick one. I feel like Hakama, it's like, you know, it's jargon. It's, you know, it's like Japanese. I mean, honestly, like, you know, people think that's kind of cool once they learn it, but if I didn't tell you what a Hakama was, would you know? I had to look it up, and I didn't even really know. It's sort of like those samurai style pants. You'd recognize them if you saw them. And yeah, so it almost seems like on these Hakama that they work out a little bit better than, like, if the bell bottoms are all completely straight. You know, I'd figure that would work better, but it doesn't. I kind of wish I was sitting here making, you know, making money for playing this. Because if you think I'm making any money on YouTube, that's not a thing. I mean, I have another channel that I, like, have more subscribers on and stuff, and, you know, once in a great while I used to get a video that would get tens of thousands of views on it on occasion, but you know, not anymore. I never made money on it. It's like, you know, a couple bucks a month or something. But yeah, I don't know, you know, maybe it's like in some ways sort of a statement about the human condition, you know. Like, you can make a living watching these little steel balls, you know, float down these pegs in a gambling machine. Okay, so, you know, from the pins, I expected that it might kick some balls into the generator from the side, like especially the right-hand side, and I'm realizing that's probably how I've been getting these tulips open. Because honestly, I wasn't really sure, and I just started paying attention to that area, and I'm like, that must be it. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Sometimes, like, you can be scoring on this and just not even let him know why. I mean, you guys, if you guys are watching, you guys, you know, probably noticed that way before I did. But you're just putting your eyes where you think you need to at the time, and you can't have your eyes on every part of the board at all times. So I wasn't even thinking about that's probably where those are going in. But yeah. That got kicked into the side, that got kicked in from the side, that got kicked in from the side. You can see them just going right in there. And that's why this machine is paying out. So, because originally I was like, man, I'm looking for an excuse to drop this machine, because I don't think I had realized, I think when I was looking at the nails, I was thinking maybe that's what would happen, but by the time I started playing it, I think I'd already forgotten that might be what was happening. And I might not even have to close the tulips on the ends that much. It might not really matter. But yeah, no, this isn't bad, because it's like you can kick stuff in from the right-hand side into the generator, and then, the balls go down those bell bottoms and close those tulips. They don't necessarily drop right into the scoring slot, but that's enough for this machine. Yeah, it's funny. So it's opening and closing those tulips gets you balls. So that seems to be what you want to do. And I mean, certainly it's sort of quote unquote worth it to close those tulips on the sides, but I don't know if it's actually worth it, because you end up kind of wasting balls just trying to get them closed. I mean, granted, I'm not scoring right now, and I could score if I got a ball into those, but I think it's easier just to try to get some balls into the generator and open these middle ones. Alright, so honestly that was a better machine than I thought it was going to be. But, alright, so I guess let's... Oh, so yeah, congratulations, number 3. I don't even know exactly what I want to play here. It seems like it's a lot of the same kind of machines we've played before, and I think this guy is just glued to the 55 machine there. Okay, these are these regular 7 machines. Let's just take a look and see what the nails look like on this. That looks good. And, just being curious, because, I mean, this other stuff doesn't matter that much. I guess it would be nice to know that, you're going to be able to get things into the attacker, but that looks fine. Anyway, let's give this a try. These aren't too hard to win, but I do think we're seeing that the more balls that these give out, the longer it takes to clear the machines. I mean, that stands to reason. So we've been getting in the top of the generator here, but we really need to get into this scoring slot that's under the generator. Okay, there's one. Oh, okay. Something just occurred to me. So I was wondering what those colored bars are there. I think it might be how many spins of the reel we have stored up. So I think when it's blue, it's empty, and I think reds are, a spin of the reels. So that makes sense. So that reel is spinning right now, but we just actually got 2, and maybe even a third one. Okay, and yeah, now it's spun again. It's dropped down to 2. We'll spin again, but then we got another one in. Okay, that's cool. So that's another thing, I guess we want to have as many spins of that as we can, so we can see how many are saved up. No, that's good. So we only have about 1,000 balls left. I haven't gotten a big hit yet, but I'm just trying to make sure that the balls fall evenly to both sides of the generator as possible, as much as possible. And I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but you do need to constantly adjust the flow of balls, because it sort of drifts over time. So it does kind of require your attention, and you're always like just tapping the button, the directional button, every now and then. Even if you're just trying to keep aiming steadily in the same spot. Oh, here we go. A big hit. Very nice. Well, this is great. I bet you will, oh, no. Oh, it wasn't big enough. I guess all 3 zeros doesn't Doesn't necessarily get you a full countdown. Oh, that's too bad. Alright, and so now I expect that the reels are going to go another 3 times. Nope, it's just going to kick me out. So we didn't get any big hits on that at all, but we still cleared the machine. That's funny. Okay, 72 has been cleared. There we go. Alright, so we just have to do one more machine here, I assume. Okay, so I just switched over to this airplane machine. I have a pretty good feeling about those pins. We're gonna see how this goes. I think this will be pretty good. I could be totally wrong, but I've gotten better at reading some of these, and I think this will be good. Seems good so far. So we're a little over halfway done with this, and this one's working out. I think we're able to get into that too, and that's the real. The important part. And I can't quite tell. It seems like it's a little easier to get it when they roll down from the right hand side, but I've seen it go in from the left hand side too, so it might be equal opportunity. Okay, so something I'm just realizing about this, you get that sound. It seems like when it pops into that little hole at the bottom of the generator, and I want to suppose that maybe that is what has been referred to as the V zone before, but I don't know for sure. But that's kind of seems to be what keeps those hits going. I could be wrong about that. We've played a lot of these machines and I haven't exactly zeroed in on that yet. But yeah, so we finished up that machine, and yay, we're done with this parlor. Hasn't been the most exciting parlor, really. And actually, well, wait, are we done with this parlor? We've cleared 5. I wasn't even paying attention to the message to see if they were telling us to go to the exchange counter. Then we just go talk to her. Maybe we have more to do. Oh. Mido. Oh, wow, no. Okay. So we have to clear more machines here. Wow. All right. Well, let's do that in another video. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll clear Pachinko Nico another time.